transition. Leading Fowler, short roll and finds Froling. Woods carving through the keyway. Woods with the outlet. How about that? Weighted perfectly.
The Townsville Fire looking to bounce back from just their second loss of the season as they check in thanks to Minor Hotels to take on the Sydney Flames this afternoon at the Key Centre. Loz Nicholson is back in tow for the Flames as they take on one of the competition's pace setters this afternoon. Townsville 10-2, Sydney 3-9, and the fans are rolling in to get amongst the action on this Saturday afternoon in round 10, mental health round in the WNBL. Great to have you with us. Of course, the recent scenes in Sydney have shocked many in the community, and a pre-game ceremony to mark those.
We also acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of first responders.
The WNBL would like to extend the deepest sympathies to those impacted by the shocking attack which took place in Bondi on Sunday. We thank first responders, members of the community who acted with courage and compassion, providing life-saving first aid and supporting those in need. We stand united with the Jewish community and all Australians during these tough times. And of course, the City of Sydney has been rocked by those scenes of recent times. So our thoughts to all those affected in recent days after last Sunday's events at Bondi. The Flames and the Fire, our task to hand today here in round 10 of the WNBL. Great to have you with us this afternoon, Joel Peterson, alongside Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick for our game today. And Beck, there's a couple of fascinating matchups in this one.
There sure is, and a main focus is the Froling v Froling matchup. We love a sister rivalry, and we always know that they're going down to the very end. 40-minute game, both ends of the floor. So watch this space with those girls.
Yeah, they're both physical customers. And Laurie, of course, Townsville coming off a second loss of the season, and now no Courtney Woods to make the task a little bit tougher.
Well, you know, I don't think that loss was such a bad thing for them. They were up against a very, very strong Perth, and we know they meet again, and they'll take a lot of learnings from that. But I actually am a bit fearful for Sydney when they are playing Townsville after their second loss, because they will come out and want to make sure and make amends.
It's a tough position to be in, we know that much. Another really good matchup off the bench today will be Lauren Cox and Lara McSpadden, two of the bigs for these opposing teams, and both are type 1 diabetics. They caught up with Nath a little bit earlier.
Lauren Cox and Lara McSpadden joining me. It's not often we have opposition joining us, but you guys share something in common, both type 1 diabetics. You got your diagnosis as a 7-year-old, and you talk about how that changed your world.
Yeah, I mean, as a 7-year-old, you're kind of only worried about going outside, playing with your friends, what you're going to eat after school, those kind of things. So when they take you to the hospital and throw this diagnosis at you that you've never even heard of, it's a little bit scary.
And I heard you say that it's helped you be more organised on and off the court, though, in life. So a bit of a blessing in what might be seen as a curse.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely helped me with multiple things on and off the court.
And Lara, you got your diagnosis as an 8-year-old. Now you're an ambassador for Diabetes Australia.
Yeah, that only happened recently, but I'm really proud to work with like our major diabetes body in Australia and hopefully help give back to the community, which has helped me like along the way as well. Yeah.
And also, talking about the diagnosis as an 8-year-old, obviously gone into great things as both of you have with your basketball. So it shows that that diagnosis is not something that limits you and stop you from chasing your dreams.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like diabetics can do anything that people without diabetes can do. So yeah, it shouldn't stop you no matter what. Yeah.
I'm sure these young people facing a similar diagnosis and inspired by this. Quickly on today's game, unfamiliar feeling for you coming off a loss today. How do you bounce back?
Yeah. Dang, throwing us under the bus there. But yeah, no, we had a good week of practice, watched some film, learned a few things, so we're ready to bounce back.
And Lara, finally for you, third game under Renee, enjoying the change of scenery?
Yeah, it's been good. Like we are still doing a lot of the stuff that Guy has embodied into us. It's just been a few small changes here and there, but yeah, we're looking to improve as the season goes on and notch a few more wins under our belt. Yeah.
Sounds great. Thanks for your time, Lara and Lauren. Enjoy the game today.
Great stories, both of them, Laurie, and as Nath said, showing that young people with that diagnosis, that anything's possible in their journey.
I think that's so amazing, and it's really great to see both of them out there. Played for a long time at the elite level, and now we get to see them matched up against each other in this game, so really looking forward to that.
Very cool indeed. Let's welcome in the fourth member of our broadcast team, Nathan Stremple, who's courtside. Afternoon, Nath.
Thanks, Joel. Merry Christmas to you and everyone watching, and what a game we have at hand today. We see the Sydney Flames wearing black armbands today in respect of those who were affected by the horrific incidents in Bondi on Sunday. The Flames also chasing a first-up win for head coach Renee Garlop. Long-time head coach in waiting. A tough schedule to be handled. The top team to play 3 out of her 4 first games as the head coach. But a slight opportunity today. We know how much Courtney Woods brings to that Townsville Fire team. She's out. Lauren Nicholson back for the Flames. Maybe a Christmas miracle on the way.
Who knows, Nath? Thank you. And Beck, of course, no Courtney Woods means it is a different starting lineup for the Townsville Fire. Lucy Olsen steps in. It is the first time all season Shannon Seabohm has had to adjust his starting 5.
And what a luxury it is to be able to fill Courtney Woods with the likes of Lucy Olsen. And I'm intrigued to see how they do match up. I would personally love to see Olsen on Nicholson. She is so great with her length and quickness. She can get steals, deflections, and I think she could really bother the likes of Nicholson. But again, she's another one who will have to step up and help facilitate as Woods is out and leading the league with assists.
They met a couple of rounds ago. It was Townsville who got the job done by 33 up in Queensland last. Sydney win in this matchup was back in December of 2024. Nicholson, Cannon, Minopu, Froling and Thompson, the starting lineup for Sydney, as you saw on your screen. Soa, Froling, Fowler, Ellis and Olsen out there for the Townsville Fire, who said after that last one, Courtney Woods, who wasn't playing, who isn't playing today with that hamstring injury, Laurie said, well, Shannon's pretty nice about things generally. I can be a little bit more stern. Do you reckon she went in and shook them up during the week?
I certainly heard her say that too, and I thought that was really interesting. And what a great way to approach it as a leader. Sometimes having those hard conversations with your teammates is difficult, but that is the sign of a really good leader. So I have no doubt that she would have had a few choice words for her teammates, but positive as well.
So the Sydney team, we're just getting the clock sorted before we start proceedings here. So the Sydney team, 3rd game under Renee Garlop. They started that first game in Townsville a couple of weeks ago. They lose to Adelaide over in Adelaide or at home last time out. What do you think she's sort of getting settled into things in that coaching role, Beck? Like, how long do you expect it to take before Renee's got a feel for things and this team has a feel for her?
I think it's great to see Renee Garlop in this position. She's obviously coming off a great campaign with the under-19 Gems, getting a silver medal at that World Cup. And she's been with these girls for a while, so she knows them, what they bring, what they need to improve on. And Lara McSpadden said earlier, they're doing a lot of the similar things that Guy Malloy did implement into their team. So it's about the chemistry, it's about building on things, but again, we've heard it before, Laurie, defense wins championships, and that's where it all starts for them.
Well, with Renee, and I spoke to her earlier in the week, and she was just talking about how can they help this group put these girls in a position so that they can thrive, get better, and win some games. So maybe, just maybe, it might be this afternoon.
Who knows, hey? Big task for the Flames. And we are underway in Sydney. It is the Flames and the Fire on a Saturday afternoon in the WNBL. Nicholson to Thompson to start us off. Brinks the jump shot. Can is able to go and get it. And that'll stay with Sydney. It's a good early hustle from Michaela Can.
And that's all you can expect from a team, is that you want to make sure they come out with a lot of energy, just play to the best of their ability.
Won a WNBL title with Townsville, did the Queenslander. She's got the rock again here, slings it across to Nicholson. Driving all the way in, beautiful move, just couldn't finish. Soa had 26 when they met a couple of weeks ago. Unique Thompson's not letting her get started there.
And Thompson has just been so consistent for the Flames on both ends of the floor. Strong body, and we see her just swat that out of bounds.
Well, last time they played, Thompson had 10 rebounds, and I think she had a few blocks as well. So she's really important to the Flames.
That was like she was sitting outside of a summer barbecue going for the swat as Abby Ellis opens the scoring. Putting together a great campaign is Abby Ellis, doing a little bit of everything. I'll go through Thompson at the elbow once more. Emma Nopu Looking to find her scoring touch. That won't fall. Thompson pulls it down and puts it back in.
And the Flames have had great looks at the baskets early. They've missed a couple, so it's good to see that one go down. But Laurie, I'm loving their off-ball movement at the moment. They're not stagnant, and they're getting it through hands.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Beck, that they have to have that movement, ball and player movement, in order to just stick with this Townsville Fire.
Beautiful cross-court pass from Alice Fowler. Hit a couple of threes last time out, shooting at 63% on the season, and Townsville will get the offensive rebound. The top two offensive rebounding teams in the competition, these two, in terms of the percentage of their own misses that they gather as Fowler takes it all the way in, draws some contact, but the call will not go with her. Take another look at it. Offensive foul was the call.
Her feet were inside the charge circle on that occasion. It was great defense.
Keely Froling getting the benefit of the doubt there. So basket waved away from Alex Fowler, one of 4 or 5 players named in the Opal squad earlier today for their World Cup qualifying tournament in March. Just joined us, no Courtney Woods for the Townsville Fire. They've ruled out for 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. It seems like an optimistic timeline for a hamstring injury, so either it's very not bad or they might just keep rolling that on, I feel like, Beck.
It's so hard. We never truly know what is going on behind the scenes. So hopefully it is just a small niggle, because Woods is so instrumental to the success and the chemistry that she brings on both ends of the floor for this team. And again, if she needs a break, this is a good time heading into the second half of the season.
Beautiful pass inside from Froling, and Loz Nicholson is not missing that.
Loz Nicholson did a great job of setting herself up early. She did the work early. She got a nice seal. She demanded the ball, and it's not often we see her post up, so that was a great finish by her.
Soa came curling inside. Little floater didn't work, but it'll stay with the team in orange. See it there. It's a nice seal from Nicholson. Alice to Olsen. Creates some room. Short on the triple. Rebound to Keely Froling.
It's really important that Sydney, as we saw in that instance, get every rebound. They block out, make sure it's one and done for Townsville.
Can coming across the lane. Townsville, Thompson, I should say, is able to drag it in again, score once more, and an early 4-point lead to the Flames.
Second old board for Thompson, second basket.
Take long, back the other way. It'll be a nip-tuck affair. Townsville got out-hustled, out-muscled against Perth in the second half on Sunday. The Sydney team look like they're up for the fight early. Minopu, down low to Thompson. Fading away and hitting once more.
And she's just so good. She's shooting the ball at an amazing 49% as well. So it shows her shot selection is key, and averaging the 14.7 boards. She does have that physical advantage right now, but we see this is a physical game already.
And a Froling involved in some of the physicality, which I'm not going to say it's a surprise. If there's a tussle, you can just bet that either Keely or Alicia will be in there this afternoon.
Exactly. That's just how they play. They play hard, they play feisty, they're determined. And again, that was a great read by Froling. She saw she had the mismatch with Can on her back, and that was a great call.
Would have had some fierce backyard battles, the 4 Froling kids. Of course, Sam and Harry plying their trade with the Illawarra Hawks.
And would have loved to see that king of the court in the backyard, Laurie.
Mum and Dad could have given them the business as well, just quietly.
Shane and Jenny could take them on. Bit of 2-on-2 action.
Not today, kids.
I could actually play 3x3 basketball just within the family.
Who would want to play with the parents, though?
Yeah, I feel like Mum and Dad might have teamed up against the kids and then called it quits at some point along the journey. Soa from outside. That's uncharacteristic across the course of the season for Mila. Fowler, Allison, Olsen, the scorers so far for Townsville. Kelly Froling cans the triple.
And I love to see confidence of Froling just to go left, right, footwork into that shot. She hasn't had a season on the offensive end we know she can produce. So that's good to see the ball go in early for her.
She hasn't shot the ball well at all. 28% from the field, Kelly Froling. 2 of 11 last time against the Fire. She's up and running early here. And Shannon Seabohm finds his team on the back foot in the early going. 7-point lead to the Flames as we take a look at the Amy replay. Kelly Froling controlling things at the moment. A 3 and then adding to that with a layup to force the timeout from the Townsville Fire. 5:16 remaining in this opening frame. Renee Carlip had to be delighted with what she has seen from her team earlier. Clearly, Shannon Seabohm is not, as he talks it up with his team. He spoke to Nathan pre-game.
Yeah, I think playing with pace on offense is going to be key. You know, making them guard multiple actions. And then I think defensively, obviously, Lauren Nicholson is a superstar in this league. Shanice Swain's a firecracker who can go off for 40 on any given day. You know, and I think keeping them off the glass is going to be really key as well.
He has not done a good job of that so far, this Townsville team. They have a couple of offensive rebounds already, Sydney. They've made the most of those, and 3 early turnovers for the Fire, Laurie, have proved costly.
Well, I'm a bit surprised. I really thought that they, you know, often after a loss, and it was a loss to a very good team, I might add, in Perth, but they look at it and they go, this is the areas that we need to correct. We need to come out, and we need to start doing that now in this next game. And we haven't seen that from them yet.
Said they just got really pushed out of their stuff in that second half by the Lynx. Lineup change with Lauren Cox checking into the game as well. So an early 7-point deficit. What did Shannon have to say in that huddle, Nathan Stremple?
Well, against Perth, giving up offensive rebounds was the problem for the Fire, and it's been the case again early. 3 early offensive rebounds for the Flames. That was the main one. He started the timeout with that, circled back to it at the end, the importance of cleaning up the glass.
Why so critical? Lauren Cox heading to the free throw line. Of course, it is mental health round in the WNBL. And his partnership with Beyond Blue. Mental health takes a team. Your starting 5 are the people you can count on, lean on and seek support from. Know your starting 5. Scan the QR code on screen to donate to Beyond Blue now. Such a great cause being marked across the course of this weekend. Only takes a conversation, so check in on your loved ones and all the resources you need at Beyond Blue. As Loz Nicholson hits a little mid-range jump shot from inside the paint. 8-point lead to Sydney in the early going.
Well, last round when Sydney played Adelaide, they actually started off really well against them, and it's really a matter of them playing full 4 quarters of basketball. But we see a nice shot there coming from Olsen.
Lucy Olsen unfurling the 3-pointer, shooting at a 35% on the season. She's got 5 early points to pace the Fire. Froling with 5 at the other end for Sydney. Nicholson misses. Townsville get out and running. Beautiful pass inside to Fowler. That is a dime from Abby Ellis.
Just what great offensive transition. And we see the ball here. Jess McDowell-White on the court. She's signed with the Sydney Flames, and she has been a part of the Townsville Fire also previously in the WNBL for many years, so she will know the scout and the matchup super well against the Fire.
25 games in Fire colours, most recently with the Tauranga Fire in the New Zealand League. As Thompson gets a piece of another one inside. Stopped Alice there, but couldn't stop Cox.
And so unfortunate Sydney Flames didn't come away with that. As a guard, I know when a big has made me eat that ball right up and shoved it down my nose.
Jess McDowell-White gets her first points as a Flame.
Well, they really needed somebody in that point guard position with Olivia Pupa out and Izzy Morgan out. Mick Can is just, you know, limited in the amount of time she can train, but we can see them answering at the other end with transition, or trying to anyway.
Izzy Morgan had given them such a spark off the bench too. She'd been a great find. She got injured in the game against Townsville a couple of weeks ago as Fowler smokes the layup. Froling into a three. Go!
Oh, my goodness.
And obviously within the offense, the Flames need to keep executing, but if this is a game where Froling is getting hot, find her the ball, get your teammate going.
8 early for Keely Froling. She is perfect from the field. And the giveaway on offense for Townsville.
Well, she came into this game shooting the 3-ball at 17%, so I'm sure the scout would be stand off of her, give her that shot. Well, if you're going to give her that shot, she's nailed 2 of them already.
Only made multiple threes in one game before today. Keely Froling, she had 24 when she hit 3 against the Venom a couple of weeks ago. Only had 3 other double-figure scoring games. She's got 8 in this opening quarter. Sydney lead by 6 with 2.5 minutes remaining. Joel Peterson alongside WNBL champions as a player and a coach, Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick. Nathan Strimple is courtside. Great to have you with us here on this Saturday afternoon. Doubleheader coming your way. Canberra and Geelong to finish things off this evening. Nicholson, 3-ball, around, out, almost back down.
Really good defense by Sowa. She just hedged the ball instead of leaving Nicholson, and then was able to put just enough pressure on her to miss that shot.
All that out there now, sets the screen there for Olsen. Has it poked loose, gathers it up again. Cox and now Alice, 5 on the shot clock. Off to Lauren Cox. Pulls down the offensive board. Lauren Cox adds 2 more.
She just looks so comfortable in there. The way she moves, the way she controls her body under the basket.
And it's great to see Chantel Horvat out there too, her second game post-hand surgery. And before her surgery, she was just doing so well. Again, just a great player who played her role, did all the little things, and was a huge impact for the Fire.
Shannon Seabohm said at the start of the year that he was surprised that she didn't get called up by anyone else. As Soa hits the triple. Now Renee Garland wants to issue some instructions to her team. They had an 8-point lead earlier in the quarter, did the Sydney Flames. It's been a 12-5 run out of that earlier timeout for Shannon Seabohm's team. They now trail by 1 with 1.5 minutes remaining in this opening term at 19-20. And Mila Soa starting to get going. She put 26 on them last time they met. She's 1 of 5, but that triple will look very good as it goes down there.
It will, and she missed a couple of her early shots airballing, which we're not used to at all, but we know how good Mila Soa is. She's 5th in the league for scoring with just under 18.5 points per game, but she is such a quick shot release that you need to find her early in transition and you need to close out with a high hand. And we saw there a bit of miscommunication from the Flames. Got caught on a screen. She has too much time and space. We know that's going down.
Of course, coming across from the Perth Lynx, part of that Opal squad as well. Mila Soa, such a talented prospect. Abby Ellis, Courtney Woods and Alex Fowler, the 3 other Townsville Fire players named in that team earlier today. I think it was 14 WNBL players all told named in that squad. So much talent in this competition. 1-point lead to the Sydney Flames here. 1.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. What was the message at the Flames huddle, Nath?
Renee was just emphasising the work at the defensive end. They've done a great job being disruptive early. They'd briefly gone away from it. Just wanted to make sure they focused on getting stops the next 1.5 minutes.
Lara McStadden putting that lead back out to 3 with her first points of the game.
I think that's really important for any team that plays Townsville who like to get the ball moving. You've got to be disruptive. You have to be proactive, not reactive, and make sure that you just see a foul there, but you can't let them just play at the tempo they want, move the ball the way they want, because they're just too good.
And moving the ball, Laurie, you literally just spoke it into existence. They see from Soa that Cox has a mismatch on Eminopu. She gets double-teamed by Spadden. Chantel just knows this is my time to cut, and Cox with a great pass. They're just one of the best teams at ball movement.
So many options on the offensive end, this Townsville team. Horvat makes a couple of free throws, played down Geelong over the course of her career at Canberra in the WNBL. Had her college ball at UCLA. Great to see her back out there. Shanice Swain getting some early run and banging that one home. It's been the season that Shanice Swain would have hoped for so far. Coming off a strong performance, did you see there, the 14-3-2 last time out against the Lightning. Alice walks into a triple and knocks it down to tie us at 24.
Great recognition by Abby Ellis. Her defender was just a step off of her, and you know, that's, you give her any sort of distance like that, and she needs to take it, and did take it.
She's making more than she's missing so far this season. Abby Ellis shooting the 3 ball at 54%.
And that is amazing. And for me as a point guard, she's a perfect example of facilitating as well as finding her shot. Her efficiency is great. And she's also shooting 51% in general from her 2-point and 3-point. So it's super impressive. And it also doesn't surprise me. That's why 4 of them from the Townsville Fire have been named in that Opal squad, because they just play such a great brand of team basketball. And 7 players in that team are shooting over 40%, so the shot selection is impeccable.
Alice gives it away. Nicholson from half court. And it'll be the Sydney Flames who lead at quarter time. Just the 2nd time all season Townsville will go into quarter time behind in the ball game. The Flames off to a hot start in this one. 25 to the Fire, 24. Flames by 1 at the end of the opening term. On their home court, they got out to a hot start. Abby Ellis did her best to pull Townsville back. But it is a 25-24 lead to the hosts over the Fire at the end of the opening term. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick with you on this Saturday in the WNBL. Nathan Stremple is courtside for us. Nathan, what did you glean at quarter time?
Well, just listening into Shannon Seaborn on the Fire timeout at quarter time, it was again not letting them get on the offensive glass, cleaning up for easy baskets for them. But we're looking at the way we talked about how Sydney were disruptive defensively. Sydney lead the league in turnovers as a team. 0 turnovers for them in the first half, but noticing the absence of Courtney Woods, 5 turnovers for Townsville assigned to Sydney's disruption defensively.
Just spoke that one into existence there for the Flames, Nath, as they get their first turnover of the game. But yeah, the 5 for Townsville, uncharacteristic. They do look after the ball. Sydney a little bit more wasteful with it. Cox tries to shoot over the top of Emma Nopu, who's got the length to challenge her in that arena. Can Swain, Eminopu, McSpadden and Froling the 5 for Renee Gallup here to start this second term. Horvat, Solis, Forster, Cox and Ellis for Townsville. 26 to 25. 9 minutes remaining here in this second term. There's Alan Robertson, Elisa Mitchell, New South Wales softball players watching on. They'll be headed to the National Championships in January, being played at the Waverley facility in Victoria. Beck, your part of the world, the mighty Falcons.
I do know that place well.
How'd you go playing softball, do you reckon, Beck?
I actually was a softballer in my primary school days, and I'm not going to lie, I had pretty good hand-eye
Hit some dingers?
coordination. No, more a pitcher.
Okay.
Yeah?
Just firing them in there with the old underarm flick.
Yeah, but definitely I'm not quitting my day job as a basketballer to become a softballer, that's for sure.
Great to have athletes from across the code supporting our WNBL stars as Cox gets tangled up underneath with Michaela Can, who found herself in a size mismatch on that occasion.
Cox is really good. As soon as she recognizes that there's any sort of switch, any sort of mismatch, she is going to work down there. She is getting in front. She's getting her body set. And really, what could McCam do? You know, you're really stuck when and if she gets the ball down low, chances are she's going to finish.
We'll be giving away something in the order of 20 centimetres. Michaela Can. Lauren Cox, reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Such a force on that end. Filled up the stat sheet again. Last time out against Perth. Will midi here or fall? That's very easy indeed for Lauren Cox.
She's just been so impactful, Laurie. I feel like she's really brought an energy, a presence down there in the key, finding her own shot as well as her teammates cutting. She's been super impressive.
Texans been a great find for this Townsville Fire team over the last couple of seasons. As has Lucy Olsen coming in out of the WNBA, getting her first start this afternoon with no Courtney Woods with that hamstring injury. Horvat to Soa, loses the handle on it. 6 turnover in the early going here for Townsville. Swain whips it out. Froling for a third triple. Not that time. Horvat with the hit ahead, overcooked it for Cox.
Sydney have to really make sure that they just don't get out-hustled when it comes to transition defense. They've got to make sure they be there. Froling was certainly there that time, and that was going to be a tough pass, tough catch for Cox.
Just overthrew the touchdown pass into the end zone. McSpadden up high. Swain with time winding down. 5 on the shot clock. That's a cheap giveaway. And Olsen will race up the other end. And Eminopu disrupts the shot.
And that's what Eminopu can do. She is an undersized guard who is so versatile, can play 1 through 4. But look at her run down and block that shot. She prides herself on defense, on energy and outworking players on the floor, and she proved that right there.
That's why she is earning plenty of minutes of recent times, playing 24 a game. She's been terrific on the offensive glass, particularly. Guy Malloy had highlighted that before he departed. Providing that energy for Renee Gallup. Cox gets to her spot past Froling, who picks up the personal foul. That'll be the second foul on Keely Froling, who's got 8 points to lead all scorers. Lauren Cox has got 7, with a couple to come at the line. 7:26 remaining here in this second term. Halfway through WNBL26, so don't miss your chance to catch a game live this summer. It's a great family day out, energy, atmosphere, and unforgettable moments, as well as some world-class stars on the court. Scan the QR code on screen now, or visit WNBL.com.au to find a game near you and get your tickets. Lauren Cox misses both free throws. Code word is WCombo. Head to the WNBL app and claim your cheeseburgers. If you're in New South Wales by 6 o'clock tomorrow, head into your local Hungry Jacks and tell them Lauren sent you. Thompson hands it off to McDowell White, who's probing the defense, banking it home and getting a friendly roll.
That's really good. McDowell-White didn't panic at all. The clock was ticking down. You could hear her teammates calling out the shot clock, but oof, that was just a breakdown of defense there. Way too easy for Lucy Olsen. But, you know, that was good poise by her, especially in a new team, a new environment, new coach.
Just a ridiculously talented sporting family, the McDowell-Whites. Nicholson misses. Froling, who comes from that kind of lineage as well. That ball will go back in Townsville Fire hands. So, of course, Jess's sister Hayley is with the Bendigo Spirit. She put something on Instagram, I think it was yesterday or today, saying she's officially a Sydney Flames fan. I'm not sure how Kennedy Kariyama will feel about that, Hayley. But Will is playing with Alba Berlin in the German Bundesliga. Kobe's at the Illawarra Hawks. Daryl McDowell-White has played with the Brisbane Lions in the AFL and has had a great basketball career as well. And, of course, their dad, Daryl White, was a three-time premiership player with the Brisbane Lions. So it's some serious family sporting ability. I reckon we need them against the Frolings on the basketball court sometime soon. Parents, kids, everyone, just an all-in brawl on the court.
I was going to say that's some good genetics that the McDowell-Whites have going on there, but explains a lot from their father.
I was going to say that's really good frequent flyer points for the parents flying all over to look at their kids play. But yeah, fantastic story.
I think Mum might have played basketball for the Northern Territory as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it comes from both sides of the family, that prodigious ability. Kobe and the Hawks will be in action later this afternoon against the Adelaide 36ers in the NBL as well. So a busy day for the family, as it is for the Frolings, as Eminopu drives inside, hooks that one home and hands Sydney a 1-point deficit as Horvat races up the floor and makes it back to 3 again.
That's what I was talking about, that exact kick-ahead pass that they get that from the outlet. It's something that they've tried about 4 times, and that's just, you've got to slow the ball down to begin with, but secondly, you just got to make that pass impossible.
Nice finish on the Amy replay from Chantel Horvat, who's at the line to try and add the bonus.
I might add, that is a tough pass to catch when you're fully on the run. If the angle is over your head, to catch it and then finish is really tough.
4 of 9 at the line now, the Fire. Nicholson has the 3-pointer blocked by Cox. It falls to Thompson, and that's bread and butter for Unique. One-point game, nearly halfway gone in this second term. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Laurie Chiswick and Nathan Strimble with you. Saturday hoops in the WNBL. Doubleheader to come between Canberra and Geelong later today. Bendigo winners over Adelaide last night as Cox gets to her spot, adds 2 more and gets up into double figures.
And keep going to Cox. If she has that mismatch inside, let her go to work. She can make the right decisions. But again, already sitting on 2 blocks, so she's doing it on both ends of the floor, but she's definitely proving why she's in the top 5 in the league for swatting those basketballs out of town.
Froling getting through the contact, and she was fouled on the attempt, so she will head to the free throw line. Twins going head-to-head this afternoon, Alicia and Keeley, the 2 elder of the Froling siblings. Defensive Player of the Year back in 2021 in the 2020 All-Star 5, Commonwealth Games representative, as well as a couple of Asia Cups as well for the Opals.
She makes those 2 and adds to her tally. She shoots the free throw at 84%, so that's something that she wants to get herself to the line, and if she can continue to shoot at that rate, it's a good result.
42 of 49 on the season now for Keeley. Back to that 1-point lead, so Sydney are more than hanging around here. Fowler's back out there for Townsville, banging bodies with Nicholson. Basket will be waved away, not for the first time. Alex Fowler looks a bit bemused with proceedings. Fowler is going to end up at the free throw line here. So they have counted the points after all that. Her reaction was, well, what on earth has just happened?
I thought she thought she was going to get a charge, an offensive charge, and I would have been bemused if I was her as well if that had been the call, but it wasn't the call. She finished it off.
Looked like it was the call for a moment, but much the chagrin of Renee Gallup, It's a bonus free throw that falls for Alex Fowler. Thompson from long range, just inside the three-point line. No worries at all.
Unique Thompson has been such a good pickup for Sydney. She's gotten better and better as the season goes on, as she becomes more uncomfortable. This is her first year in the WNBL, but we see another nice finish by Cox.
Lauren Cox has got 12. Thompson and Froling have both got 10 at the other end. Thompson's got 12 as well as she finishes things off, brings the Flames bench to their feet. Unique Thompson's got 12 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of blocks, and a chance at the line to become the leading scorer in the game.
And I like seeing that, where they had a miscommunication on the other end of the floor with Townsville's pick and roll action, but she just ran straight down to the other end of the court, got Loz Nicholson in their pick and roll action, and had so much poise on that shot.
And not intimidated at all by Cox and her shot blocking ability.
Don't think Unique's intimidated by much
No.
in life. That's part of the energy that she brings that we love. That one's last touched by Alex Fowler after Olsen couldn't get it to go. Fowler's got 7 points in the early going, a couple of rebounds. Cox with 12, 3, 2 assists and 2 blocks. Ellis has got 5 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Thompson and Froling both in double figures at the other end. Thompson leads all scorers in the game with 13 as Jess McDowell-White is fast becoming a fan favourite with the Flames. Cans the triple to put Sydney back on top. 3:35 remaining in the second. It's Sydney 42 to Townsville 40. Jess McDowell-White has wasted no time getting acquainted within this Sydney setup. She's making a really good fist of it early, Beck, with 7.
She sure is, and sometimes when you're a new player in a team almost halfway through the season, you can come in, maybe not lack confidence, but sort of feel like, okay, I have to make sure I'm coming in, looking after the team. But what I love, as a point guard, she is facilitating, being that general, running through the plays, but as well, she's just come in with so much confidence in her ability, what she brings. And again, she is a great three-point shooter, so I love to see her just step into that. But she has been great for the Flames so far in this first half.
And a great pickup for Sydney. Part of the reason they've got a 2-point win at the moment. 2-point lead, I should say.
They would like...
3:35 remaining in this second period. Jess McDowell-White having an impact on this ball game. Becco, you were just saying in the break how much of an adjustment it is to come into a new team, and she's doing it really well so far.
She really is. I'm just so impressed with her confidence and her playmaking ability, and she's finding her teammates as well as just backing herself in her ability.
So Sydney by 2. Townsville getting all they can handle in this one. Let's go courtside to Nathan Stremple.
Thanks, Joel. If you get a chance, have a look at the bench energy for the Flames. Renee's husband, Tom Garlop, coming in as assistant coach with her promoted to head coach. And the players are responding. The energy is great. And the urgency of the timeout was to continue to create disruption defensively. By contrast, the Fire took a long time to get out from that timeout. Shannon trying to correct what they're doing and regain control.
Ilassoa blows the layup there. Won't have missed too many of them throughout the course of the season, and probably won't for the rest of the season.
Well, and credit, Ilassoa is only on 3 points.
Unique Thompson gets 3 more points of her own.
She's just been so impressive in this game. But Soa only on 3 points. You've got to credit Loz Nicholson, who is one of the best two-way players in the league, as, geez, we're just having a shootout here tonight, Fowler hitting that 3. But Nicholson defending Soa so well, but this is why Fire is so good, because it's next man up mentality.
Thompson's got 16 in the game. Her season best is 22. 16 and 3 for Unique so far. Kelly Froling's got 10 and 4. Cox 12 at the other end. Fowler's got 13 now after the 3 ball. Abby Ellis is orchestrating things and settling this Townsville offense down. Canning the free throw line jumper. and forcing Renee Garlop to call timeout. So both coaches using all of their available stoppages in this one. And that's the craft, the guile and the poise of Abby Ellis on show.
Well, Renee Garlop would be calling that timeout to talk about defense. They don't want things to break down. They still have to make life difficult for Townsville, or we know what a prolific scoring team they are. So I would assume that she is talking about their pick and roll defense. Don't make anything easy. Every shot has to be contested. Be disruptive, because that's the only way you're going to stay with this team.
It's the kind of game, as commentators, Laurie, that we love, and as coaches they hate.
Absolutely.
Because of the scoreline.
Well, I think Renee would be really happy with this scoreline right now, because it's something that they want to just stay competitive for 4 quarters, and so far they have. As far as Shannon, who we can see on screen right now, not so much. He would be really wanting to hone in on some of the areas that they talked about that perhaps they didn't do so well with Perth in the second half, and it's not happening for them right now.
Gets a chance to talk to his team before they come back out. 2 minutes remaining here in this first half. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Laurie Chiswick with you. Saturday Hoops in the WNBL. Great to have 2 championship winners in expert commentary. Beck as a player, Laurie as a coach. They guide you through things on this Saturday afternoon of hoops. They won by 33 last time these 2 teams met, did Townsville. They led by 29 at half-time in that game. They lead by 3 at the moment, as there's a giveaway from the Flames there.
Townsville came out in a zone after that timeout, which is often the case, and Sydney just weren't ready, and they all stood around a little bit, and that's what caused the turnover.
Scores were tied between Sydney, or between Townsville and Perth, I should say, last Sunday before the Lynx ran away with a 16-point buffer at the end of that one. Alicia Froling at the free throw line.
And the Flames have 5 team fouls, so they need to remain aggressive on the defensive end with just under 2 minutes left, but need to keep it clean. Don't let the Fire get easy points heading into halftime.
Game high lead for the Fire at 4. Sydney led by as many as 8 in that opening term. Abby Ellis is perplexed with the call as she throws the arms out.
And even though that's a foul from Ellis, she's a spearhead for the Fire in their defense and what they bring. She gets up full court, turns her opposition in the back court, and then everyone follows her. So I don't mind that as a foul, getting up and in and keeping that aggressiveness.
Was Nicholson trying to go the reverse. Froling did a good job defensively, whips it out. Fowler, Soa, pull up, got it. Big hit from Mila Soa.
A really good fast break, 3-on-2 opportunity. Soa shot it, and if she missed it, they had 2 rebounders there ready to scrape it up, but they didn't need to.
Biggest lead of the game for Townsville at 7. They're just starting to stretch their legs now. McDowell White. From way downtown is Swain. Can't hit. Pittman dives on the loose ball. So too McDowell White. Sydney come up with it. Froling forces it up and will get the call.
A great hustle by Pittman after Townsville Fire lost the ball. As we see here on the replay, she just dived on her, put her body on the floor, and then Froling, with a smart decision, go to the rack, make foul and decide whether to foul you or let you go to the basket.
She was great when they met a couple of weeks ago. Carla Pittman came off the bench. Izzy Morgan went down injured. Shanice Swain went down injured. She had 12 points in that game, a career high. Providing a little bit of hustle and heart there. And Keely Froling will go to the line to shoot a couple more free throws. Talked earlier about how she's so proficient in this part of the game.
Well, when these 2 teams met in round 8, Pittman actually top scored with 12 points. They didn't have Nicholson that game. It was Renee's first game as head coach, so it was good to see Pittman really step up.
Izzy Morgan played, I think it was 8 minutes once she got injured. Shanice Swain got 5. So the opportunity came for Carla Pittman, and she was able to take it. Froling will check out at the end of this term, having knocked down both free throws. So the lead back to 5 for the Fire. Soa, Froling, Cox, Alice Olsen, the 5 to close the quarter. Just the 1 point for Alicia Froling so far and 1 rebound. Nicholson can, Swain, McSpadden, and Keeley rolling out there. She did stay out on the court after some instruction from Renee Garland. Cox backing down on McSpadden, gets to her right hand, stepped through, couldn't hit. Draws the foul. We'll head to the line for a pair.
McSpadden did a good job on the first two of her fakes, and then she just lifted her body, came out of her stance, and Cox was able to go around her.
NCAA champion back in 2019, Lauren Cox.
We have some great post players in our league, Laurie, with impeccable footwork. It's so impressive, and they're so skillful down low. And not a turnover Sydney would want at this point in the half.
They've got 7 to match Townsville 7 now after the giveaway from Swain. Soa's back the other way and got fouled by McSpadden.
And those are the little mistakes that can cost a team like Sydney when you're playing a team like Townsville that just take advantage of any little error that you make. They punish you.
Soa will head to the line. 6 points so far for Miller, their leading scorer so far this season, averaging just over 18 a game for Townsville. She is 2 of 7 from the field. Her first free throw of the game drops. This to equal the biggest lead either team's had in the game at 8.
92% foul shooter. Notice how I'm saying their percentages after they shoot the shots so that I'm not, you know, affecting anything.
It's not your first rodeo, Laurie Chiswick.
That's because you're a past player, Laurie, so you understand.
8-point lead to the Fire. Time winding down in this first half. Keeley Froling, McSpadden, the back cut from Cam doesn't deliver the results. Abby Ellis will heave that thing up. And the Townsville Fire turn a 1-point quarter-time deficit into an 18-point half-time lead. They equal their highest scoring quarter of the season thus far with 31 in the second frame. And they get to half-time leading 55-47 over the Sydney Flames. It is Lauren Cox with 13 points in the ball game. Alex Fowler's been good in the early going as well. But the Flames are making a game of it. Unique Thompson's got 16 points in the first half, and she is with Nathan Strimple.
Unique Thompson leading all scorers with 16. Looks physical on the inside out there.
Yes, it definitely is, but I mean, it was expected as well, so I think we prepared for it.
The bench energy, the energy from your whole group looks amazing. You had 6 points in the first 4 minutes. Looks like you guys are really up for the battle with the top team today.
Yes, for sure. I mean, we're really backing each other, which is one thing that we've been trying to do all season, but I think now it's just actually doing it consistently.
Townsville just stretched a slight lead going into the half. What are the keys for you in the second half?
I think doing what we're doing, but also adding a little bit more to it.
I like that, Unique. All the best for the second.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
She's putting the team on her back here in this first half is Unique Thompson. The Flames are in this ball game, giving Townsville all they can handle. It is the Fire who lead by 8 at the half. 55-47, Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick to analyse it all on the other side of this.
deflected. Froling, though, able to scoop it up and in.
So when I play Keely, it's definitely a game within a game. Not a crazy amount of smack talk, I would say, but definitely, I think we go at each other a little bit more.
She does like to talk a big game. I let my game do the talking, so we'll see.
As Froling connects on the flip side.
So Keely, we have a tally. We stopped the tally. I don't know who stopped the tally. Keely got a little bit annoyed that the tally was getting so big, the difference. I don't even remember the last time she beat me. It's been seasons, I think. We've kind of blown them out a few times, so I feel like you can't smack talk when you're up by 20 or down by 20.
I've got the championships, I've got the Australian duties, all that to back it. I don't really look at home and away for and against WNBLs. I've played too many games for that now. I was never a tally between us. I was the championship tally, and I'm winning that by far. So I don't even consider that to be a thing. If that's where she wants to live, the world she wants to live in, go for it.
If your name's Froling and you're on a professional basketball court in Australia, you're a big chance to be a really good finisher rolling to the rim.
So Mum and Dad obviously watch a lot of basketball. There's a lot of us kids playing. So I think it helps this year that Sam and Harry are on the same team. So that's helpful.
Mum and Dad love it, and I think they watch basketball every night of the week, which is really good.
Dad, everything's on the TV. So if he misses a game, he's watching it back. Or if we play at the same time, he's trying to watch things with, a computer screen and a TV screen up. But he will go back and he will watch them all through. And we will get feedback on those games too from them.
Yeah, they love it, and it's really cool to have that much on every night and play this team, play that team. What are we watching? What are we doing? So you're never bored.
The Froling sisters, they're a great story. They go head-to-head today. Keely's got 12 points. Alicia's got the scoreboard at this stage, so I'm not sure how their tally will shake out at the end of this one. An 8-point lead to the Townsville Fire. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Laurie Chiswick with you. There are our match stats, and the Fire, Laurie, turned it around in that second term.
Well, they certainly did, but to be honest, I'm really impressed with both teams and their ability to shoot the ball under pressure, and their turnover count is really good, so it's been a real high-quality first half of basketball.
Yeah, it's been great to watch thus far. Maybe both coaches have a couple of gripes defensively as we take a look at our Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. Unique Thompson started the game off strong, Beck, and she's continued in that vein. A couple of big defensive plays and getting it done on offense as well.
She sure has. She's a huge impact for the Flames on both ends of the floor. She's getting those blocks, being a big presence, but on the inside, not only can she use her footwork and get to the basket, but she can also shoot a beautiful mid-range jump shot. So she'll be another key factor and key piece for the Flames in order to get this win in the second half.
She's knocked down to 3, and Lauren Cox has had a good game at the other end as well, Laurie. She's sort of been the focal point of their offense today for Townsville.
She's been so good because Sydney are switching a lot of the on-ball screens. She finds herself in a mismatch situation, and she knows how to use it. She knows how to back her players down. She knows how to do the work early and hold seals. So she's been really important and both ends of the court as well. So I've been really impressed with her.
You saw Unique Thompson showing her range there. The stats battle so far between she and Alex Fowler has been an intriguing one. Thompson has got the 16 points to lead all scorers in the game. Fowler's got an equal team high 13 for Townsville. So that's been a really good fun between those two. Down low, we know the kind of player that Alex Fowler is in the course of this season and has been over the last little while with the Opals as well. We highlighted the contribution of Lauren Cox for Townsville so far. She's been terrific. We know her as a defensive stopper, Beck, but she's just shown she's got some offensive versatility as well.
She sure has. Laurie just mentioned it. She's had so many mismatches and she's demanding the ball inside, and she's great in the pick and roll. But what's so good about Lauren Cox is she can find ways to score herself, but if she gets double teamed just like this, she facilitates and passes the ball and finds her open teammates.
So 13 points and highly efficient shooting, 71% from the field, Laurie. So if you're getting your bigs the opportunities, you want them to knock them down.
Well, you do, and as you said, Beck, she presents, she demands the ball. We can see there 5 from 7. You know, she doesn't shoot the 3-point shot, but she's so good inside. And teams need that presence because then, in fact, it opens it up for your outside perimeter shooters.
That's a nice looking forward shot chart there for Lauren Cox. So it's an 8-point lead to the Townsville Fire as we go to half-time. Of course, it is mental health round here in the WNBL, and Michaela Can speaks so eloquently about the challenges that people can face in that space. Let's hear from her now as we go to our break.
Mental health is important to me because it really sets the tone for how you are in every situation, you know, in your life, whether you're on the court, whether you're at home, you know, in a workplace, wherever you are. It really dictates how you feel, how you interact, how you navigate, how you move on a day-to-day. I actually think that's really cool, but knowing your starting five just means knowing who your support system is. I think it's really important to know who's in your circle, who you can turn to, understanding that, you know, there's a lot of people in the same boat as you, and just really building, you know, a circle of people that, you know, you can rely on. My best friends, so people who are closest to me, my family, healthcare professionals, mentors, and I'm also going to say mentors in the business space as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think that looking within yourself and really checking in on yourself first and foremost, but then also checking in on each other and just starting the conversations and being there for each other as well. Honestly, it is just to invest in your mind, invest in your mental health, because at the end of the day, mental performance and high-level performance doesn't happen with poor mental health, so look after yourself.
thanks for being with us here. The Townsville 555 leading the Sydney Flames 47 as the WNBL recognises mental health round, and I'm joined by Beyond Blue speaker Camilla Martin here. Tell us what caused you to become a Beyond Blue speaker.
Yeah, it's really challenging. My family have mental ill health for generations, and it's so important to break the stigma about it, so I'm always happy to speak about it. It affects 1 in 2 Australians, and we need to take away the judgment about it.
Which shows it's something we need to invest in. It's great to see the support of the WNBL. If someone's watching and they are needing help, where can they go, Camilla?
Yeah, your GP is usually your first port of call, but also people like Beyond Blue, you can pick up the phone or send them a text anytime. There's always someone 24/7 available, and the most important thing is to be brave enough to get that first step of help, and after that, then the help will come.
Camilla, thanks so much for your time and enjoy the game.
Thanks so much. Thanks, bye.
Thanks to Camilla and to Nath. It's a very important cause, and it all starts with starting that conversation and picking up the phone, be it to a loved one, someone in your starting five, or of course a healthcare professional. Great to hear from Michaela Can about her challenges as well. Of course, she's spoken really openly about her battles with anxiety through her playing career. Now, of course, in the well-being space with her business as well, Beck. So it's great to see mental health and mental health awareness getting more and more shine.
It sure is, and we have multiple ambassadors around the league, and it's great to see the players really want to support and choose mental health as a round that they want to support, as we see a 3 from Olsen. But again, for the league to back the players in what they want to support and to raise awareness, we have a stage where eyes and ears are on us. So it's huge that we're able to support a cause, raise as much awareness as we can, and help support Beyond Blue. And just remembering, everyone is loved. So reach out, we're all with you, and it's great to see team sport really get around each other on a round like this.
Well said, Beck.
Indeed, Beck, absolutely. Let's take a look at the Amy replay. Here's Lucy Olsen with the 3 for the Townsville Fire. That's a nice start to this second half for them.
Oof, this is where Sydney have to be so careful. Right now, Townsville have come out and looked really free in their scoring. Quick 5 points at the start.
Margin was 8 at half-time. It's now at 11. Nicholson backs it out. 4 seconds. Caught in a bind. Beautiful pass inside, and Olsen pokes it away from Emma Nopu. It was an absolute dart from Lauren Nicholson, and a great defensive play from Lucy Olsen.
And Loz Nicholson is one of the best guards in the league in pick and roll action, so I'm not surprised the Fire are trapping her, doubling her on those actions, but hey, what a dart.
Watch this from Keely Froling. Scores on Alex Fowler. Just gave her a little bit of had the arms out, and then runs down the floor and gives her a bit of what for. So, not necessarily against Alicia, but Keely's just going into battle against anyone this evening. She will, if you step on a basketball court, she will take you on and probably win. She's got 14 points and 4 rebounds. Olsen does everything but fall. A rebound to Alicia Froling, and Mila Soa cans that one.
And that's what you want to do. If you get an offensive rebound and you're not right under the basket to have a putback, kick it out to your 3-point shooters. And Mia Soa was set and ready to go.
Thompson can't hit. Froling with another rebound. Just lofted upfield from Abby Ellis. That is a thing of beauty from the Townsville point guard. Alex Fowler rolls into the hoop. It's a game-high 16-point lead for Townsville. They lead at 65-49. $7:39 remaining here in this third period. She is so good at that hit-ahead pass, Abby Ellis Beck. The weight that she can put on that ball is beautiful.
She sure is. Her touch on those passes is impeccable. But she also has great bigs, like Laurie mentioned earlier, that can catch those balls on the run. But this is what happens. It stems from Thompson sort of shooting a forced shot with a hand in her face, and then the Flames not being able to get back on defensive transition. And The Fire are just too good. Like you said, Laurie, the Flames need to come out with defensive execution. At the halftime break, the Fire are looking at a 110-point game, and you're not probably going to win that.
Well, on that fast break situation, you just really have to make sure you do not get out-hustled. So make sure you're back, you have a hand, you're trying to get a deflection.
The lead is out to 16 from the Townsville Fire. Look at this from Abby Ellis. The hit ahead to Fowler. And I reckon the folks at the Willetton Tigers, having just signed that woman to their NBL 1 West roster for next season, would be very, very happy with that indeed. Alex Fowler on the move in the West next season. Townsville on the move in this game, up by 16. Nathan Strempel's courtside. Nath, what did Renee Garlop have to say to her players at the timeout?
Well, with the Fire starting the quarter with a 10-2 run, just to see Abby Ellis again on the kick ahead. Renee Garlop talked about looking after the basketball, emphasising how deadly Townsville are in transition. But we see even out of made baskets, they play with such pace and they aggressively seek the kick ahead. They create transition and opportunities out of nowhere. Beck Cole, how do you deal with that as a guard? You've just made a basket. The flip from offense to defense has to be so quick. Otherwise, Townsville are punishing you.
It sure does, and you have to go on to the next action. But Ellis is such a good passer in transition. Both of those occasions, no one has applied any ball pressure. She hasn't had a defender. So, Nate, it starts from that. You need ball pressure up the court immediately because the ball, that's what scores.
I reckon there's a few NFL teams that wouldn't mind Abby Ellis as their quarterback just quietly throwing the deep ball like that. Takeaway there. Fowler plays the passing lane. Soa comes up with it. Fowler left all alone. Ran into Froling. Then Alicia Froling grabbed it and put it back up.
Well, since the start of this third quarter, there have been numerous just fast break baskets where there's just been out hustled. And it starts, as you said, Beck, there's got to be, we can see there, nobody's close to Ellis to put any pressure on her.
Just dropped it in the bucket as well, Lauren.
You've got to pick it up and slow the ball down. That's got to be the priority. Let your players then get back and pick up the players that are running to the point of the rim. I mean, Townsville are executing that beautifully, but Sydney, it's happened enough times during this game. They've got to be able to fix that.
McDowell White back out there now for the Flames. Let's get there to Keely Froling. Renee Garlop just watching over proceedings. The turnover from Sydney is their 8th of the game. They did a good job. They had 0 when the Fire had 5 earlier. That stat has levelled itself out. Visitors up 8 in the rebounding count as well. Plus 6 in assists, and Alice delivers another pass on the money and on time to Olsen, who gets inside and is fouled.
You have to love their execution, Townsville. They had a screen and then a re-screen. Olsen lifted from the corner. Abby Ellis knew she was going to be there, passed the ball to her, and on the closeout punches it in. Just such good decision making.
And it allows them that decision making and the execution allows them to play with anticipation. Like you see it particularly with Courtney Woods. Often she is on the move from the wing before the ball is even with her.
Yeah, because they know that, and that's the when you play together and you're so consistent in what you do, and they've bought into Shannon's systems. And they have so many counter moves too. If the defense takes something away from them, they know where to go.
WNBL championship winning coach Laurie Chiswick alongside a 2-time champion as a player, Beck Cole, with you on Saturday Hoops here in the WNBL as Jess McDowell White just shows off the float game.
Again, coming in off the bench and having an impact immediately. She's been great for the Flames in her first game in her new colours.
Alice on the way through gets fouled. Oh. As we said earlier, spent 25 games across 2 seasons with the Townsville Fighters, did Jess McDowell White. Just probing her way into the defence there. Played her NBL 1 basketball with the Southern District Spartans in the off-season. Alicia Froling heading to the line to shoot a couple of free throws. You can win the ultimate weekend of basketball in Perth with the WNBL and Minor Hotel. Scan the QR code on screen now for your chance to win Platinum Hoops Fest tickets, return flights for 2 nights at Oaks Perth Hotel, $500 to spend at Oak and Vine. Don't miss your shot. Scan to enter now. Hoops Fest is going to be all kinds of fun. He's less than a month away now. I had the pleasure of being over there last year, and it was a great occasion.
And I reckon on the beach in Perth, on City Beach, or at Coleslow, Laurie, in the middle of summer, after or just before you've been to the basketball, it'd be a great place to be.
Sounds really good to me.
20-point lead to the Townsville Fire. Keely Froling for 3 more. Shot it well from out there so far in the ball game. Alice with the rebound and the run ahead. Froling going with it. I think it was Fowler, and Alice misses. Throws the head back in frustration. Nicholson, Swain, Froling with Dal White and Thompson out there. Jay Swain with just 4 points in 11 minutes so far. Nicholson driving inside. They've done a good job on Lauren Nicholson, another who played some good basketball with the Townsville Fire across the course of her career. She's only got 4 points and has had limited opportunities so far.
Well, that they would have identified, and we heard that from Shannon in that little clip, that she is such a great player, and so teams are doing everything to try and keep the ball out of her hands, denying her catches. So she has to work really hard, and she moves all the time, Lauren Nicholson. So it's no easy feat to keep her at 4 points.
And Soa's done a great job individually, but it's a team effort to stop Lauren Nicholson. So you do have to credit the Townsville team defense as well, just to make it super hard for Lauren Nicholson.
Fowler, little head fake. Cox tried to get it on the second chance. That was last touched by Alex Fowler, who thought about pleading her case and then kind of just, I'll just walk up the other end. You can see that play out, see the wheels turning at the end here. Turns around, has a look, and I'll just see you later. Fight my battle on the next possession. Townsville up by 19 points. It was Sydney by 1 at quarter time. They led by as many as 8 in the opening term. Townsville have wrestled control back with a 31-point second quarter, and they've gone on with it here in the third. Swain's around and out, foul on the loose ball. Santa liked the look of that, clearly, in the background. Of course, action on Tuesday night in the WNBL to take us up till Christmas. Southside Bendigo tomorrow, Adelaide and Perth. We've got Canberra and Geelong coming a little bit later this evening, and then Tuesday night a doubleheader. These two teams will meet again. The return bout up in Townsville before Perth and Canberra close things out to head us into the break.
Well, that's welcome to head coaching in the league, Renee Garlib. First 4 games against, 3 of them are against Townsville. Not an easy task.
Not by any stretch. Abby Ellis stepping through, does it easily, and finishes beautifully. Just 3 points for Sydney so far in this quarter. You see again, this offense has a habit of absolutely grinding to a halt. Townsville have ramped up that defensive intensity. Nicholson can't hit. Horvat keeps it alive. Olsen's off and running. Soa in rhythm. Cox fought for the loose ball, but it'll go back with Sydney.
And there's just a few comparisons right now as we go from that first half to the second half. The Fire are out rebounding the Flames 29-21, but also the assists. The Fire have 12, the Flames only have 6, so I don't think we've seen as much as that ball movement, Laurie, from the Flames as we did in that first half.
Swain has an offensive foul on the play. Garlip frustrated after that. Gives some encouragement to her team. Foul on the screen from McSpadden. Second personal for Lara. Shanice Swain's got 3.
And they need to be clean now and make sure they maintain aggression and that defensive mindset execution. But 3.5 minutes. Next foul, you're sending Fire to the foul line again for easy points.
Cox has 13, Olsen 10, Soa 11 out there at the moment. The extra pass, Chloe Forster for 3, bounces off the rim. Loz Nicholson's been shaken up underneath. She's a bit slow to rise. Lost a shoe in the process.
It's interesting how Townsville have come out. I mean, it doesn't surprise me how well they've come out this second half in this third quarter. You know, listening to Coach Shannon Seabone talk about their games in the lead up to that Perth game, they had identified some efficiencies, but they've just played some teams where they could get away with that. However, when they played Perth, those deficiencies were exposed, and so they really wanted to be taking care of business and trying to get better at those areas. So it'll be interesting to see if they, whatever those areas are, because they look like they're doing a great job against Sydney in this second half.
Bit of friendly fires undone Loz Nicholson there. Lara McStadden, I think it was, stepping on the shoe and ripping it clean off the foot of Lauren Nicholson. I know there's been some social media stuff during the year about how her teammates are a little bit confused about the fact that she's rolling with the ASICs, but I didn't think they disliked them quite that much, Beck.
No, preach. I'm all with Lauren Nicholson. I'm an ASICs girl. They're good for your joints. But, yeah, to play in, I'm similar to Loz, but I'm telling you, a lot of basketballers, they definitely don't do ASICs.
Or ankle socks. I think it was the Southside Flyers who had the video the other day talking about the basketball ick, and it was sort of roundly criticised as being ankle socks.
100%. You cannot wear shoes and ankle socks. It is forbidden. That is another cardinal sin.
Good evening to Rachel Jarry, who's no doubt watching. Swain misses the jump shot. Foul on the rebounding counters as Nicholson gets a little bit of assistance on the sideline. Hopefully she's A-OK.
Ouch.
Just popped it clean off the left foot.
Well, I hope her ankle didn't get caught in any of that.
I need to lace them up a little bit tighter, I reckon, Loz, potentially. Go with the heel lock or something on those bad boys. 50-73, 2:41 remaining here in this third period. Joel Peterson, Laurie Chiswick, and Beck Cole with you. Nicholson's just getting back up to her feet. Testing the foot out.
Well, you know, I was talking about Townsville, how impressed I am. They've kept Sydney to 3 points so far.
3 points.
And they've stopped Unique Thompson this quarter as well. She has been kept to the same amount of points in the first half, and it shows that Shannon can go into half-time, make those adjustments, and get his team really firing in this second half.
Townsville by 21. Foul on that play. 73-52 with 2:32 or 2:28 remaining here in this term. Concern about Loz Nicholson on the sidelines. Nate, what are you seeing?
Well, she must have heard you, Joel. She just redo those laces extra tight and then just put through her paces with some hopping, changed direction, gave the thumbs up. So we assume she's good to go. We'll see when Renee Garlop goes back to her.
Thanks, Nate. Good signs for the Sydney Flames. Forster at the line hits the second of the pair. 22-point lead for Townsville. The fewest points scored by any team in a quarter so far this season, Laurie, is 7. Sydney have 5 so far in this term with 2 minutes left. Let's see whether they can erase the ignominy of that, as Thompson does with the offensive rebound. Another board for Unique Thompson. She's got 5 in the game and 18 points to go with them. It's a wild one from Forster. McDowell, White, Swain, Pittman, Norris and Thompson. So Maddie Norris out there getting some run at the moment. Unique thought about it. There's a kick ball on the way through. Horvat, Soa, Forster, Cox and Alice for Townsville. McCann about to come back in for McDowell White, who's, as we've spoken about a couple of times, given them some good minutes so far. And hasn't scored, has the 1 rebound and the 1 assist in her 11.5 minutes so far in the game.
Well, McDowell White would only have had a handful of trainings as well, so for her to fit in the way she has this game, you know, will serve them really well once she gets a few more trainings under her belt.
take a lot of confidence out of her opening performance. 20 points is the margin. Timeout on the floor. 1:47 remaining here in this third period. So a 20-point lead to the Townsville Fire. First of 2 games on this Saturday afternoon. Canberra and Geelong still to come. The Capitals have somewhat cemented 4th spot, but still need every win that they can get. Geelong find themselves in an absolute world of hurt at the moment. So they take the trip to AIS Arena this afternoon, and they will be looking forward to bouncing back in a big way this evening, the Venom Beck.
They sure will, but it's going to be tough. Zatina Akuzo has now really found her form, so that Holmes matchup with her will be one to keep an eye out for. But the Caps, they want to get a win, really solidify that 4th spot, but Venom need to get going.
I'm looking forward to seeing Alyssa Pilley back on the court since we saw her in game 1, round 1, when she played 5 minutes and went down with that ankle injury. So expecting to see her play a few minutes this afternoon or this evening.
Been a long awaited return for Alyssa Pilley. Janice Swain is at the free throw line here, the Cairns product. Short armed the first free throw. It was a very casual way into things there for Shanice Swain, who wastes no time and cans the second. Gets it to go off the back iron. So 8 points in the quarter now for the Sydney Flames. 19-point lead for Townsville. What were Shannon Seabone's instructions, Nate?
Shannon Seymour, ever the tactician, just tweaking what they're doing defensively. You see them go with a rare bigger lineup this season. We see Cox, Frolling and Fowler on the floor at the same time, but we see Townsville top for a reason, 20-10 so far in this quarter to push that lead out.
That one rolls off the rim from Swain.
That's what's so great about Fowler, is she is that versatile player that really can play 1 through 5. So she's been playing a 4-man most of this season, but she can be great and swing into that 3 because she has such great guard and shooting skills.
Last touch by an orange hand. Take another look at it here off the Milasoa miss. All kinds of activity in the middle there as Fowler hits the deck. Maybe with a bit of assistance from Unique Thompson. Sola drags in the rebound. 8 points in the quarter for the Sydney Flames. The steal, some really nice work from Carla Pittman to wrench that free and race up the other end.
Pittman was so quick, she almost got the floor wiper on that offensive transition, but luckily he's done his warm-up. He got out there quick.
3-second difference, shot to game clock. Alicia Froling from outside, can't get it to go. Fowler pulls it down. Working on Swain, sees the double, loses the handle, and he's called for the turnover.
That was great help defense by Sydney. Swain did a great job to body up, and then they had the help side defense be there at the exact right time.
10 turnovers apiece in the ball game. Time will run out here on the Flames. Swain heaves it up, can't get it to go. And it is a 17-point lead to Townsville. At the end of 3 quarters, only the 10 points in that term for the Flames. The Fire are well and truly in control. They turn for home, up by 17. 17-point lead to the Townsville Fire, getting into the swing of things in the festive spirit here in Sydney on this Saturday afternoon. Santa and some very helpful elves in the building, keeping the kids amused. Great to see so many families here at the WNBL. Of course, it is a decisive lead to Townsville, 73-57, so 16 points after a review on one of the baskets made in that third term. Abby Ellis gets it started here and doesn't give the scorers too much to worry about. That was clearly a triple. It's a 19-point lead to the Fire. Let's get courtside to Nate.
Thanks, Joel. The emphasis from Renee during the break, it was just looking after the basketball. We made mention at quarter time that the Flames hadn't turned the ball over in the first quarter, but they do lead the league in turnovers. So the ability to look after the basketball and chip away at this lead in the last.
They've been a little bit sloppy. We talked about it earlier in the game as being something they've done so well early, Nate. They've just gone away from that ever since then, as that one comes up empty on the offensive ends for the Fire. So a Froling, Fowler, Cox, Alice out there at the moment for Townsville. Nicholson, Can, Emanopu, Froling and Thompson for Sydney. Nicholson puts her head down, flips it at the rim. Can't find the finish. She and Alex Fowler get tangled up. That'll go back in orange. Fire, of course, 10-2 on the season. They've sat atop the table for most of this campaign after that opening day win against Bendigo.
Righto.
Cox with the left hand is fouled. Sydney started pretty brightly. They were 2-3 on the season. They fell into the hole. Of course, the coaching change in the midst of it all. Trying to regain some momentum in their campaign because no one is too far away from the business end of things. That's just the way this WNBL season has progressed thus far. Canberra at the moment occupying that fourth spot. Lauren Cox splits the pair, 5 and 6 the Fire, as Alicia Froling puts it back up and in. She's got busy in this second half. She's up to 5 points, but 7 rebounds.
And she's just been super solid for the Fire over these last few rounds. She's averaging almost a double-double, but again, she does her role to perfection, and not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, she also really bothers her opposition. So I really like what she's been doing with the Fire this last month.
And ask Alex Fowler, and earlier the Frolings tend to bother their opposition in all kinds of ways with their physicality. Can, that's a beautiful lofted pass inside to Thompson where only she could access it. Nice bit of point guard craft from Mick Can.
What I'd like to see from Sydney this last quarter is they would have known that Townsville would have come out and upped the pressure defensively in that start of the third quarter, and I don't think they handled it very well. And so to end this game with some positivity, they need to make sure that they give just as much back. They don't just lay down and make things easy, make things difficult for Townsville. Go back to as you said, Joel, that first quarter, how much energy and passion they came out with. They need that in this fourth quarter to then carry it on into the next game. They can't just wither and let Townsville walk all over them.
Thoughts of Laura Chiswick alongside Beck Cole, both WNBL championship winners, both as a coach and a player. Our 2 experts this afternoon. Emanopu from outside misses, and Alex Fowler gives up on the chase. Abby Ellis has had herself an afternoon, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. She's got a couple for company in that backcourt at the moment. Thompson leads all scorers with 20, couple behind her season high. Alice will tee this one up. Fell in a rebounding battle. Sounded like it was on Loz Nicholson. He's back out there after having the shoe clean ripped off her foot in that third term. gamesmanship going on between she and Alicia Froling there. Froling had the arm draped over the shoulder, and Loz said, well, I might try and pull you over the top of me and sort of throw you to the ground wrestling style. Soa from the corner. Got clipped on the way through, no call. Froling pulls down the rebound, her 8th of the game. Lead all comers in that category. As Keely Froling fouls Abby Ellis.
Abby Ellis is really crafty with the ball in her hand. The use of her screens, but she never, I don't find that she over dribbles. She just knows when to make a pass, a decision. And she's matured so much in this past year.
Spoke about the touch that she's got on those passes and a change of pace too, Beck. Like, she's got some really explosive speed, but she uses it judiciously.
She sure does, and as a guard, and she's still young, that's something you really have to learn, is that change of speed, because going from quick to fast, fast to quick, it can really help set up your defender, and she does a great job of it.
Can back the other way with the Hezi to free herself. With some room for the pass to Eminopu. Froling's hit a couple of threes already, puts it on the floor. Ellis pokes it away, causes the turnover. Soa inside for Fowler underneath. Got camped in the paint and fouled. That'll be a 4th personal potentially on Keely Froling, depending on which way the call goes.
That's great D by Ellis, knowing that she had the mismatch, but she was able to just poke that ball from behind. And again, just another transition occasion where you just need ball pickup, Laurie.
Alex Fowler to head to the free throw line, shooting it at 86% on the season.
Joel.
I was looking at you.
Serious.
I took a risk. I should know better. I should know better, Laurie. It won't happen again. I'm sorry. Three-point shot. It's popped up from Swain. There's an offensive foul on the play.
It's such a fine line for Sydney to. So this is a good shot. She recognized that her defender was underneath, and she's a good 3-point shooter. But it's a fine line between, you know, making Townsville play some defense, getting the ball through hands, shifting them, or shooting that, you know, 1st or 2nd pass shot. They've gone from shooting the three ball at 44% at halftime, and they're now at, you know, 27%. Find a different way to score.
And we see the Flames in a 3-2 zone, so changing it up, and that's good. They got to stop. That's what you need. Junk up the defense, get some stops, and then go execute down the other end of the floor.
A couple of Flames in foul trouble. Eminopu's got 4. Keely Froling picked up her 4th on that previous possession. Alex Fowler's got 3 for the Fire at the other end. Swain, Eminopu, Froling, McDowell, White and Thompson out there for Sydney as Eminopu buries the 3 ball.
That's what Eminopu can do. She did that really well, shooting the 3 all off-season in the NBL 1 with the Knox Raiders. She can shoot that so confidently.
Absolutely loaded Knox Raiders team. Fowler puts it on the floor. The reach in is there. Of course, coming off a stellar college career as well is Agnes Eminopu. It's a nice find from McDowell White. And Eminopu does the rest.
I really like the way McDowell White attacked the rim, forced the defense to collapse on her, and then made just a nice wide open pass to her teammate.
There's no better way to show your club loyalty this WNBL season than repping your favourite player's jersey. Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you can wear it with pride. Check out this season's full range of club merch now at WNBLstore.com.au. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Laurie. I know we are impartial as commentators, but if you could have any player's jersey, who would you have?
I'm sitting right here, Laurie, don't you forget. No, I'm kidding.
Kind can I have a few minutes to think about that?
You may actually. Maybe we'll come back to it in the second game this evening. I'm going to put my. It's Kelsey Griffin. I'm just getting a Kelsey Griffin jersey, and I don't even have to think about it. So if someone wants to put that under my.
I actually
stocking,
know. You would get Han Shu.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, that is a good shout.
That's a good shout from you, Beck Cole. I reckon you've nailed Laurie's Christmas present there.
And it's red. Suits the Christmas colours as well.
Yep.
Perfect. Ticks all the boxes.
All right, WNBLstore.com.au and Laurie sorted for Christmas. Thank you very much. 5.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. It is Townsville 82 to Sydney 62. Renee Garlop issuing the instructions to her team. She was full of energy and passion as a player. And she's certainly that as a coach in the early stage of her journey coaching senior WNBL basketball. It was always going to be a matter of time before she got that opportunity. Keely Froling's had a great game for the Flames, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Unique Thompson's got 20 and 7. A bevy of fire players have been in the scoring so far this afternoon. 5 players in double figures, paced by Alex Fowler, who's got 18 and 6. Abby Ellis has got 15, Olsen's got 10, Cox has got 14, Milasoa's got 13.
Well, over the course of the season so far for Townsville, 6 players are in double figures. That just shows the brand of basketball that they play. And Milasoa is one of the few players for there that play over 30 minutes. Her and Courtney Woods, who isn't on the court today. So they share the minutes, they share the points, they share the ball.
Dow White from outside, as they're hoping to share a championship at the end of things, having got close last season, taken to that grand final series by the Bendigo Spirit, who are their next opponent. They've got Sydney on Tuesday, and then they face the Bendigo Spirit. As Thompson with another rebound. She is so crafty in there. Unique by name and unique by nature with the way she plays her basketball.
I liked that one, Joel.
82 to 64. Can always rely on you, Beck, for a little bit of support. Soa misses. McDowell White pulls down the rebound. Let's go courtside to Nathan Stremple.
Thanks, Joel. Shannon Seaborn in that timeout, just tightening the screws, tweaking things here and there about their offensive execution. And they're just a tough matchup. As you alluded to, 5 players in double figures before the quarter. And we're talking Townsville first in offensive rating, first in free throws for, first in three-point percentage in the league. But despite that, take a look at the bench energy from Sydney. Newly appointed head coach Renee Garlop has this team up and about, and their energy is still the same as it was at the start of the game. The Flames still looking to make a run to close this out.
Yep, even those with injuries still providing it. You can see Izzy Morgan there at the end of the bench with the moon boot on the right foot and still providing some encouragement to her teammates.
She was scooting around earlier on that little knee scooter, so it's obviously so sad to see her go down and out for the rest of the season, because she was someone who really made an impact on her first season in the league. Definitely a star of the future, but great to see her really on the bench there, supporting her team, getting up and about and providing that energy.
And we certainly, sorry Joel, we certainly hope we see Olivia Apupa back on the court too. She's been out with concussion protocols, and that's something that we just, we have to take very seriously, but we certainly hope that she's back soon.
Yeah, she's been out for some time now, and quite a few weeks. Olivia Apupa, as you see, a little bit more from that Sydney bench as Lara McSpadden hits the turnaround, and then, well, didn't turn around, and it might have been a good thing because the ball stayed with Sydney. Off the turnover from Townsville. Pittman, little drop off, back to McSpadden, across the lane is fouled. McSpadden, of course, played her NBL 1 ball with Abby Ellis at the Diamond Valley Eagles. 4 points so far in the game. Just under 10 minutes of court time.
Just have a look and see if Sydney fall back into a zone after this made foul shot. Renee Garlop was signaling something to her players.
Both to fall for McSpadden. Dow White guarding Olsen. At out there with Horwath, Soa, Froling and Fowler for Townsville. Olsen had it blocked by Emma Nopu, who's been disruptive defensively. Soa gets bumped over, hits the 3-ball before it. Mila Soa to go to the line to add one more.
Oh dear, the Cardinals' sin of fouling a 3-point shooter.
Cardinal sin, Laurie Chiswick.
Oh dear.
We've all been there, and when it's you, oh, your heart sinks.
Cringe looking over at the bench. You don't want to look at your coach.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have eye contact.
Keely Froling, that was her 5th earlier in this quarter, so she's not available anymore. Foul there on McDowell White, her 2nd personal. Emma Nopu's out there with 4 fouls, so the foul discipline hasn't quite been there in the later stages here for the Sydney Flames.
Both teams trying out their zones after made foul shots.
A bit of a chance to have a look at a few different things here for Shannon Seabum. McDowell White continues to impress. She's up to 9 points.
Sydney stay in their zone as well.
And like you said, Joel, it is a great time for, obviously, the Flames. This zone has been good. They've been able to force the Fire into some turnovers. But for the Fire on the other end, being able to practice this, because you never know when they might need to use it against those other teams that they like, Perth Lynx. Is that something you want to try change up?
Oh, great defense.
Continued to just battle away here, haven't they? Good take from Carla Pittman, who's provided them with some really good minutes and good energy. Yet again.
Well, that's what I mentioned when they were 22 points down. They don't want to just lay down and die and hand it to Townsville on a platter. And they've been doing exactly that coming out with that energy and a bit of, you know, pride, I suppose.
The scoreboard's corrected itself to that 18-point lead for Townsville after the 4-point play from Soa. Lauren Cox sees an open lane, tried to give it up, and Olsen couldn't get it back to her. Now McDowell White off to Pittman. Short arm to layup. A bit of defensive intensity there as well. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Townsville by 18 points, looking a good thing for their 11th win of the campaign. They'll join Bendigo on that mark after the Spirit got it done yesterday over the Adelaide Lightning. Sydney 3 and 9. Having lost their past 3, and looks like they'll be condemned to a 4th straight L. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick with you for this double header. Of course, we'll be coming your way from Canberra from 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time with the Caps and the Venom this evening. Emma Nopu whips up a 3-pointer. Foul on the rebound. Will go against Lauren Cox for a push underneath. 14.7 rebounds for Lauren Cox. Fowler's got 18 and 7. Soa 17-2, 3 assists, 3 steals. Lucy Olsen's got 10 points and 3 assists. Abby Ellis is in double figures. Lara McSpadden's got 6. Keely Froling 16 before she fouled out for the Flames. Unique Thompson with 22 and 9 on the bench at the moment. Surely they can just get her back out there to pick up a rebound and then sit her down again. Equal season best for Unique with 22.
Well, right now, both teams are sitting pretty well at their season averages for points for, and that's the difference in these teams right now.
Townsville shooting that 3-ball at 48%. Best 3-point shooting team in the league. Score biggest percentage of their points from there as Mila Soa adds 3 more.
And again, a sort of another time where Miller had the ball. McSpadden sort of ran away from her for a second. The ball is what scores. You have to make sure you look after that first. Like you said earlier, Laurie, it is priority.
5 3-pointers for Mila Soa in the game. There's Unique Thompson on the bench.
1 rebound short of a double-double. I'd be a little bit dirty, personally, if I was sitting there at 22 and 9. And
well, Mia Sowa, you mentioned her three-point shooting. She leads the league. She's #1 in 3 points made a game, averaging just over 3, and so she's well surpassed that today. Great pass. Really great pass.
Beautiful.
pretty as a picture from Olsen to Cox. So she's the leading three-point shooter in terms of volume and having made them, Laurie. She is not in the best 3 or 4 three-point shooters on her team in terms of percentage, which is quite extraordinary for Milasoa as Nicholson lays that one in. Fowler's shooting 63%, Alice 54%, and Courtney Woods 47% from outside.
It's a pretty phenomenal shooting record from their top players. And
it's unfair.
It's
and so we're at a relatively pedestrian 41%.
41%, exactly.
If I did 41% of anything, I think I'd be going pretty well. Another one there from Milasoa, can't hit that. So she's 0 of 6 from inside the three-point line, 5 of 8 from outside. I think she's going to end up playing every second in this game as we go down the wire. Townsville by 19 points. Time winding away. It'll be their 11th win of the season. The margin, the only thing in doubt. Lauren Cox isn't having that. And the Fire get the better of the Flames once more. They bounce back from a loss, get their 11th win of the season. It was a second half domination from the visitors, who win 93-74. Another balanced and even performance from this imposing Townsville team.
Sure is just another game where they have multiple players in double figures, but you can just show that Shannon definitely goes and breaks down their parts of their offense. That shows when they come out in games, they know where each other are going to be before they even pass the ball, before they even cut, and everyone just steps up, and it's so hard. As a defense, who do you defend when every single person can score and they just have counter actions to everything?
But Beck, not only the offense, they are around with Bendigo the best 2 defensive teams in the competition. So you can combine the best offensive team with the best defensive team. You've got the formula that you need to win a championship.
Yeah, it's a scary team that they're putting together so far this season. The Townsville Fire, of course, they were beaten by Perth last time out. They bounced back for a 19-point win this afternoon, 93-74. Plenty of stars this arvo for Townsville. Abby Alice was among them, and she is with Nathan Strimple.
Abby Ellis, 15 and 5 for yourself, but you had 5 players in double figures before three-quarter time. That all-round team effort's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many scorers on our team, and we just run the floor, and I think that's where we get our open shots. But yeah, great team effort tonight.
Courtney Woods is a big part of how you run the floor. Yourself, it was seamless, though, the transition of Courtney going out. You were able to carry some of the load. Lucy Olsen comes in that starting lineup, and you really didn't seem to miss a beat.
Yeah, Courtney is a huge part of us, you know, as a captain and then on the floor as well. But, you know we had to step up, and everyone did, and turned out to win.
And right on brand with the name of the Fire, because you guys are absolute flamethrowers by the way you're shooting that three-point ball. You're shooting it over 50% for the season, leading the lead. What's it like to play in a team where you've got the green light to let it fly?
Oh, it's great. You know, that's every shooter's dream. But I think because we have so many great shooters on our team, you know, you have to leave someone open. But yeah, I think that's just props to the hard work all of us put in together before and after practice. And yeah, just let that fly.
Way to bounce back and get a win after the loss last game, Abby. Good to see you get it done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Abby Ellis with Nathan Strimple. And I feel like among this highlight package, we know there's going to be threes. We know there's going to be some tough finishes at the bucket. And there's going to be some beautiful passes as well, Ben Cole.
There sure is. She's just a great, efficient point guard. Definitely leads their team on defense. But then on offense, she finds her shots, but she takes them within the offense. She provides that energy, gets around her teammates, as we see. But her passing on the O-trans tonight was just absolutely impeccable.
Yep, she drops it in the bucket like few in the competition. And she is a bucket. Abby Ellis, she has 15 points tonight. She led this Townsville Fire team with aplomb to a 19-point victory. They get it done 93-74. We will break it all down on the other side of this.
Townsville Fire get it done by 19 points on Saturday Night Hoops. First leg of a doubleheader. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick to break it all down for you. Here is our ladder at the end of that one. 10-2 Townsville, so still chasing Bendigo on the course of the season. The Sydney Flames still looking for their third win of the campaign. So a little bit of work to do for both of these teams if they want to get to where they want to be on the season, but Townsville is still very much in the hunt.
They sure are. If you look at that points percentage right there, they are miles away from anyone else, and they're just proving while they are a Finals 4 and championship contender because they're doing it on both ends of the floor.
Indeed they are. So, of course, this is only one of two games that we've got this afternoon. The Canberra Capitals taking on Geelong still to come. Townsville back in action. We'll see this matchup again on Tuesday, Laurie. We don't have to wait very long. The Fire and the Flames will do it all again.
Well, that's what I talked about. Sydney wanted to end that fourth quarter, and they did. They only lost by 3 points in that last quarter, and so they will want to carry that into the game again on Tuesday night.
Indeed. Of course, we spoke during the game about the 4 players from that Townsville team who are part of the Australian Opal squad that was announced today. So a little bit of news coming through. There's plenty of WNBL representation in this one. Of course, Alice Fowler in that team, Mila Soa and Courtney Woods. We'll see a couple of them in our next game as well. Sarah Blitzarves, Jade Melbourne, Zatina Rakuso from the Canberra Capitals are all coming up a little bit later tonight. They're all going to be a part of this.
They sure will, and it's super exciting time right now just to see the talent that we have in the WNBL. Of course, there are some that aren't playing here, they're overseas, but again, super exciting to see what talent we have here in Australia.
Yeah, we've got plenty of it. It's going to be on show throughout the course of the evening here in the WNBL, that is for sure. And the Townsville Fire, well, they've got plenty of it as well. A 19-point win, and that is a great way to bounce back for them, Laurie, and get back to their winning ways.
Well, it'll be interesting. I wonder if those players that were named in the Opal squad had that in the back of their mind in today's game, that they wanted to play well. Because whilst that's a squad of, I think it's 19 players, it is going to be so tough to narrow that down to 12 to come for the World Cup qualifiers in March in Turkey. So, you know, all those players that are playing the WNBL are really going to want to be able to continue to showcase their wares and what they can bring to not only their team, but also the Opals.
It's an unenviable task, that is for sure, for Sandy Brondello and her crew. Coming up next, as we spoke about, is Canberra and Geelong. That is going to be a game that the Geelong Venom, gee, they want to win that so badly. The Canberra Capitals have just righted the ship in the last little while. They've strung a couple of wins together, so that has been a very good outcome for them over the last little while, and Paul Goris will be hoping, Beck, that momentum can roll on.
He sure will. In a post-game interview, Jade Melbourne, Sarah Blitzarv said they are on a winning streak and they want to remain that way. So Venom need a win, but Zatino Kuzo back in the lineup. The Caps, it's going to be a hard one.
Yeah, it's going to be some great matchups all around the court, so that game is coming your way from 7 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Stick around for that one. It was the Townsville Fire who were too good for the Sydney Flames in this one at the Key Centre. The Flames came out fighting, but were ultimately overpowered by this team that is right at the top of the pecking order. Townsville notch another victory in this WNBL season.
Were